A young woman who escaped from a polygamous and incestuous breakaway Mormon sect has broken her silence to tell how she tipped off the FBI to the group's alleged $511 million tax scam. Mary Nelson, 23, spoke out in a new episode of Whistleblowers set to air on Friday night, describing how she fled the group at age 17 with her 26-year-old secret boyfriend Brian Nelson, whom she went on to marry. Growing up in the Kingston clan, known by members as the Order, in Salt Lake County, Utah, Nelson says that her father had 18 wives and that she had more than 200 siblings. Share this article. When her family found out about her secret boyfriend Brian, a fellow student at Salt Lake Community College, Nelson says that her mother disapproved and began watching her like a hawk. The sect, founded in 1935 by Charles Kingston, developed genetic theories that inbreeding could be used to purify and perfect the Kingston family bloodline. In 2013, when she was 17, Nelson said that her family ordered her to marry her own cousin, who was also 17. They'd give you instructions. They say, "Don't ask questions," she said in the new episode. Nelson claimed in a lawsuit she later filed that her mother made her sleep in bed with her to prevent her from sneaking out, and the only bathroom she was allowed to use was one attached to her mother's bedroom and had no door. In a sworn affidavit responding to the suit, Nelson's mother denied taking such extreme measures to watch her daughter or that there was any plan for the then-teen to wed a cousin. The suit was settled confidentially. When she was 17, Nelson planned her escape with the help of her then-boyfriend Brian and his father, according to the Salt Lake Tribune. She tossed her purse out of the window of her mother's home in Taylorsville and dashed across Milrose Park to a rendezvous point where Brian and his dad were waiting with a car. As she hid lying down in the back seat, they drove to a waiting rental car in the parking lot of a grocery store to switch vehicles in case they were being followed. Couple decide to expose sex-alleged malfeasance. Asked why they decided to turn whistleblowers, Mary responded, "We didn't know that that's what we were. We knew that something had to change. It was Brian who hatched the plan to expose alleged malfeasance among the sect." He said that the more he heard about the way the group operated, the more convinced he became that there was criminality involved. "It was more like an organized crime family," said Mary Nelson told Whistleblowers. Nelson told him of her work as a teen in the group's private bank, an office where members deposited paychecks and came to withdraw any money they needed. She admits now that she was routinely instructed to commit forgery while she was working at the office. "So, we were given just stacks and stacks of checks and just signing them, and they would just deposit that and just whatever account they needed," she said in the new episode. The largest company affiliated with the group was Washakie Renewable Energy, founded by Mary's first cousins Isaiah and Jacob Kingston. "So, when Mary was telling me this is the biggest company that the Order has, I started to immediately suspect fraud," Brian explained. The couple came forward and told FBI agents what Mary knew. FBI and IRS launch massive probe into the order. An investigation was launched, and in 2016 federal agents raided several businesses affiliated with the Kingston clan, including Washakie Renewable. The FBI and IRS alleged that the businesses were involved in an elaborate money laundering scheme, funneling money to fund the lavish lifestyles of prominent sect members, while others lived in poverty. Prosecutors say that Washakie Renewable was running an elaborate tax scam, cooking the books to make it look like it was producing mass quantities of renewable biofuel, and claiming a tax credit for each gallon. The two cousins and 3 other people have been indicted in what prosecutors allege was a theft of $511 million from the government. Prosecutors say much of that money was hidden in Turkey, while some was used to buy expensive mansions and cars, including a 2010 Bugatti Veyron, which has a sticker price of $7 million. The defendants have pleaded not guilty, and the cousins are expected to go on trial in July in federal court in Salt Lake City. Mary is expected to testify, and she and Brian say they live in fear of retaliation. "My motivation for doing all this," Mary told the Tribune, "is to show the people in the order what they're living and who they're following is not true. And you can have a life outside of the order, and you can have a good life, and you can do everything that you ever wanted to without having somebody giving you the okay to having all that control over you," she said. In response to a CBS request for comment and an interview, the Kingston Group said they condemn in the strongest terms fraudulent business practices and stress that this behavior goes completely against our beliefs and principles. In addition, they say business owners who are members of the group have the autonomy to make their own business decisions. The sect has repeatedly said through the years that it encourages all of its members to follow the law. The episode, Polygamy, Power and Profits, The Case Against the Kingstons, airs Friday, May 31 at 8 p.m. Eastern Time on CBS.